Lead scoring is a method in CRM to assign a numerical value to leads based on their engagement and behavior. For example, if let us say there are 1000 leads created in the CRM, now how will your salesperson understand that which leads they have to pay more attention versus the others? So with the help of lead scoring, we can track certain events that a lead is doing with respect to call engagement, email or website engagement, and then accordingly we can increase or decrease the lead score and bifurcate the leads by hot leads versus the cold leads. And then the salesperson can pay more attention on the leads which are hot, and they can efficiently close more leads in a lesser time. Now, let us understand how we can create lead score rules in Kylas. In order to create that, click on CRM settings, go to automations section, and under automations, click on scoring rules. Here you will see the scoring rules that are already created in the system. In order to create a new scoring rule, click on create rule. Name your rule. Let us say lead score 1. Choose whether this rule is positive or negative. Here positive means we are going to add all the criterias which are going to increase the lead score, and negative is the rule which has criterias which will reduce the lead score. Both type of lead score have their own importance in order to increase or decrease the scores. Let us go ahead with creating a positive score rule for now. Here in the event section you will see three options. Either we can write a rule basis on lead properties, like whether the lead budget is greater than a certain value, whether lead belongs to a certain industry. So all type of ICPs that you have decided in your business, if they meet the criteria, that means we can consider that lead as a hot lead. Or else I can write a rule basis on email properties, like when email is opened or clicked. Same I can do it for call logs, like if there is a call log which is answered versus the missed one. Let us see and create criteria for each property one by one. First, choose lead, and let's say I want to write a rule for the leads which have budget greater than 1 lakh. So I will write, and let's say I want to see that if the lead industry is either, let us say, accounting or finance. What it means is that I consider all the leads which are from accounting or finance services as my prominent ICPs. That is why I want to segregate those leads as higher importance leads versus the others. Alright, so similarly you can add more conditions and criteria in order to assign different type of scoring rules to the leads, such as basis on a pipeline stage, or basis on the geographical location. If you treat that those type of leads around, let's say, country, if you have you are running your business among countries, and you want that the leads coming from a different country should be given as higher important versus the others, then I can write such a rule, right? And then I can do it on a pipeline stage as well. Let's say if a lead moves to a certain stage, for example verification completed, then I want to increase the score. So that way I can write some rules. Next, I can write a rule on the call or email events. So when an email is opened, I want to increase the score by 10. So this is important in the case of B2B companies where email campaigns are running, and whoever has shown more engagement on the emails being sent, the score should be increased, right? Then let's say there is another, so email is clicked. Then so email is clicked in the sense, if you have sent any links in the email, if the lead clicks on that link, that means it is treated as a link clicked. Lastly, I can add couple of criterias around the call log. So let us say I made an outbound call, and if the call was answered, that means connected. So I will like to add 5 points, or let's say 10 points to the lead. After setting up all of your criterias, click on save and activate in order to see that rule. Let us try creating a negative rule as well, and then I will show you how the rule is performing in action. So quick examples of negative rules are, for example, if a lead is created or updated where there is no industry, right? So that is a negative rule for me. So I would like to reduce the score to a certain point whenever there is a lead which has no industry, or let us say for the leads which have lesser budget, or there can be n number of criterias where you would like to reduce the lead score. With respect to calling, there can be couple of reasons why we would like to reduce the score. Is, let us say if I have attempted a outbound call on a lead and then the call went missing or no answer. So in that case, let's say I want to reduce the score by 2. Again, I will click on save and activate in order to create those rules. Now on this listing page, I have another view of looking at the rules, is that rule board view, where I can clearly see all the positive rules listed on my left hand side and the negative rules listed on the right hand side. So it gives me a clear picture of all type of scoring rules which are increasing or decreasing the score. Now let us see it in action. So let me go to the leads and create a new lead in the system with some dummy values. Let us say Abhishek Kylas. Now remember, we had a rule which is saying that if the budget is greater than 1 lakh and the industry is either of this, then the score should increase by 5. So let us try replicating the same case over here. So in the professional section, I have industry. So let me add accounting as an industry, and in the budgets, let me add 1,50,000 as a budget, which will qualify the condition of the lead score. Now, the moment I create that lead, I can see that the trigger count of this rule will increase. So let's say, let us see this on the listing page. Here, I can see the trigger count has increased from 0 to 1, and let us see whether the score has also been updated. So you can see over here, the score has changed from 0 to 5. So the score is by default 0 when a lead is created, and as and when the criterias are getting executed, the score will be increased and decreased. Also, you will see that in the history feed of a lead. So you can see over here that lead score was updated from 0 to 5, and it also tells you because of which rule the score was updated, right? Now let us see an example of a negative rule as well. So one of the negative rule was that if I have attempted a call and the call is either missed or rejected. So let us say add a number and save this lead. Now let me add a manual call log over here, which is of outgoing type, and the outcome is missed. In this case, as per my criteria, the score should have been reduced to a value 2. That means now the score is moved from 5 to 3, and I can again see which rule has been applicable in order to update the score. Right, so that is how the lead score work. There can be many different criterias of lead score being increased or decreased. There can be score updates basis on email and call. We are also coming up with many more events in order to update the lead score. Before wrapping up, there is one more thing that I want to highlight over here, is that we can set up custom color range of the lead score. So if, let's say, I want to set a different color, let's say blue for the score value from 0 to 22 versus green to some other value. So this I can do. I can change the color scheme as well. So it gives me a visual representation of all the leads which are falling under a certain range in terms of scoring rule. right? So yeah, that's it about lead scoring. These lead scores are applicable to the leads as and when a lead is created or updated. So even if, let us say, a lead has been created with no industry, but if you change the industry value later or change the budget later, then also this rule gets executed. However, one rule and one criteria gets executed only once per lead. That means if a criteria has been successfully updated the lead score once for a lead, it should not update the score again. Now, as your lead scores are in progress, your sales representatives can go to the leads and simply apply a sorting basis on the scoring. And they can start performing other activities like calling them, maybe sending them some brochure, or uh, try to get the leads closed and perform some other activities efficiently basis on the lead score, versus they will treat all the leads as equally important and waste a lot of time on working on the cold leads. So this lead score helps a lot in order to segregate hot leads versus cold leads and make the lead closure process a lot efficient.